In this video, I'm going to talk about office lease renewals, in particular, options. Generally speaking, it's to the tenant's benefit to have a renewal option already negotiated in your office lease. Now, when that happens, let's just say you have a 5-year lease. When the lease is coming up for renewal, let's say it's a year out or so, you could consider relocating, but oftentimes if the space is right, your employees are happy where they work, it's good for recruitment and other purposes of the business, you're going to want to stay put. Now, I'll talk about the importance of strategy and planning an office renewal negotiation in the same manner that you would a relocation to a new building. Because oftentimes small to mid-size local private firms don't treat these the same. They don't treat office renewals with the same importance that they should as they do when they're going to go look for a new space. Now, I want to talk about a warning I have for you about the renewal options. In general, it is to your benefit as a tenant to have negotiated a renewal option, and that is to protect almost like a ceiling or a cap on what a landlord could charge you. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to have a set amount pre-negotiated for a renewal. Let's just say it's a 5-year lease, and when it's up, the renewal option starts another 5-year period, and the initial rate, the rate per square foot that you're going to pay in rent for the first year of the renewal term, let's just say it's negotiated at a slight increase above the prior year's rent. Well, if the market goes crazy good for landlords, that is a great option to have, that you could simply say, I'd like to take my option to renew, and I'm not going to pay any more than what we pre-negotiated. But the fact is that has not been the reality for our market here in the Washington, D.C. area. Well, certainly there are some exceptions. Certain downtown areas of Washington, D.C. Bethesda's been super hot, downtown Bethesda anyway, not northern Bethesda. Tyson's Corner with Amazon coming, imagine the increases that are being seen in the demand for Crystal City. I mean, those pockets are super hot. But what about the rest of the suburbs throughout Northern Virginia and Maryland? They're simply not. They've been pretty stagnant. There's still high vacancies. Now, there's some sectors of commercial real estate that may be doing better, like the apartments, multifamily section. That's always been hot in the area. The retail sector, hotter, of course. The office space requirements, or the office space sector, is the one area that's just simply not performed as well as others. And that's great news if you're an office tenant. That means that there's great negotiating leverage. It's a tenant's market in most suburban markets. And if you go look for office space, you're going to find multiple options available to you, multiple spaces that could fit your requirement. That's great news. It's great for your negotiating leverage. However, if you're of the mindset that you just want to renew your lease and stay put, there's still an important strategy you should go through to get the best deal. But just having an option to renew can sometimes be misleading. The landlord would love to convince you that that's a great deal. Renew, have a slight increase. They may even come to you and say, I tell you what, we'll keep the rent the same. I've seen this tactic so many times by landlords and landlords brokers who are telling a tenant who starts the process by negotiating directly with the landlord without getting proper representation first, and they're told that they're going to be given a benefit for renewing. They're going to keep the rent the same. They're not even going to increase it, even if it's in the option. Or, great news, you have an option to renew your lease and you've already pre-negotiated a maximum increase. We can't charge you more because you have a 3% increase over your 5th year's lease. So your 6th year or your first year of your renewal term will be at only a 3% increase. I mean, you can always hear this conversation going, oh, lucky me, I'm a business owner and I've protected my business 5 years ago. I was smart to do this. But in reality is you're leaving money on the table. Your bottom line is going to not be as healthy as it could be. You're going to leave so much money on the table, all because of not first stopping to look at your option to renew. Is that even the market? Now, one of the things we do at ROSSI Commercial Real Estate is we help small and local mid-sized firms to evaluate the market and come up with the best strategy to position them to save the most money, whether they're looking for new space to relocate to or they're looking at their existing office space and want a solid strategy to renew the lease and save the most money and pay the least amount of rent. The way the market's been going for years now, well over a decade, there has been such a stagnant, there's not been increases in rent. And yet almost every tenant's lease has some percentage increase per year. Oftentimes it's 3% per year. Now that's not even counting operating increases that may have occurred. That's a whole different topic that needs to be renegotiated at your renewal option. You want to start over with a new base year, not having to keep tacking on from 5 years ago as prices of operating and owning a building have gone up. So that is a true increase that landlords have faced. You're going to have to want to renegotiate your baseline of where operating expenses are. And you're also going to want to look at the market to simply say, should I pay the same I'm paying in my 5th year? I've been paying higher and higher and higher each year. Maybe it's time that we lower this rent. And I think you'll find success in that, but not without preparing first. One of the greatest ways you can prepare to really mean business with your landlord is to hire a broker. Now, if you don't hire a broker, that's like sending a signal to the landlord or the landlord's broker that I'm not serious about moving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I'm a captive audience of you. I'll take whatever deal I can feel good about at the end. It's not going to be a great deal, but I'll take what I can do, what I can get, right? I know you don't think of it that way, but that's what they're hearing. You're not serious about moving because you didn't do the number one thing any company would do, and you probably did as well as a business owner or executive when you first moved into this building. What did you do? You went and got a broker, you shopped the market, you compared deals, you pitted this landlord against the other landlord, and you negotiated letters of intent until you were happy with the best deal you could get at the location you wanted. Well, if the landlord feels that you're not going anywhere, you're going to renew, you're not going to get a good deal. A strategy has to be incorporated that leaves the landlord guessing whether or not it makes good business sense for you to relocate. If the incentives to relocate and the amount of build-out allowance you'll get, the free rent you'll get, the rental rate that you'll achieve is going to be that much greater, they're not going to want to have a hole in their building they have to backfill in a tough market. They're going to want to accommodate you and keep winning your business. There's a solid strategy that can be employed. Every company's situation is different. We help develop the strategy with you so you have success. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to this channel for more helpful tips if you're a local business owner or executive that wants to learn more tips on how to make wise commercial real estate decisions. Thanks for watching ROSSI Commercial Real Estate. Want to learn more about ROSSI Commercial Real Estate? Well, then watch some of these videos. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you'll be notified when new videos from ROSSI Commercial Real Estate are uploaded to YouTube.